Hi, this is Cindy and I'm back to do an update. Today is May 30th. It is Memorial Day weekend. I do want to welcome everybody and say hello to everybody. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope everybody's having an awesome weekend. Hopefully you got a lot of stitching in. I'm here to do an update because I do have a lot to share today. And the first thing I'm going to start with is a Flosstuber, Arlene Cohen, has started to design cross-stitch patterns, and she's extremely talented and has definitely a different perspective on the styles that she's bringing to this community. And I did order 2 patterns from Arlene, and the pattern that I ordered is Antioch Mosaic Quilt Block. This is the design. And the way she did her pattern is so easy to follow. I absolutely love it, Arlene. The chart is super simple. The symbols are pretty amazing. It's very easy to follow. Now, I'm not going to show you the pattern, but on the outline, you could see it's all numbered and very big. It's not tiny, and I wish more designers would do that. In with the pattern, she gives the history on this mosaic quilt block, and the piece means so much more to me because it has the history with the piece, and it really is just an amazing design. Now, Arlene, I did switch out some of the colors. I was torn when I was stitching this because the colors she has charted in the pattern are beautiful. It had more maroons and a little bit of like pinky red colors, and I'm a blue person. And Arlene, I know you're a blue person too, so I kept saying, switch them out, do blue, do blue. So I did switch it out, and I did do a blue in this pattern. Now I did it on 32 count. It's a vintage linen, and it's just beautiful. It really is just beautiful, and I'm going to put a backing on it so you can see it. I didn't finish it into an ornament yet. I just finished stitching it today, and I just got this pattern a couple days in the mail. I stopped everything, and I had to do this piece. And that is the design. You could see I put in the blues in there instead of, it is just beautiful. It is gorgeous, and I'm excited to make this into a pillow. And I'm sure most of you know Arlene, but if not, I'm going to link below. She has an Etsy store, and it's called WorksbyABC. And I'm excited to see what you come out with in the future. And Arlene, you are super talented. You have some amazing skills, and you will be a success. You already are a success as far as the patterns, and I could see you one day being at the Nashville market selling your patterns. I think you have a big future with your skills, and good luck to you, and I hope it's okay that I switched out the colors, and I hope everybody does take a look at her Etsy shop. It is amazing to support somebody you actually know, and she's from Flosstube, and she started her business from Flosstube, so I think that's also pretty amazing to share. The next thing that I'm going to share is I did purchase a pattern. Give me 1 second. The next pattern I got was from Julie McConnell. She has a cross-stitch store and a Flosstube channel. And on her last video, she was showing a pattern called Reality Check, and it's by Summer House Stitchworks. And this is the pattern. Let's see if you could get a good view there. And it's a sampler, and it has a bunch of symbols to show reality shows. And I have never done a sampler, and I absolutely love this when I saw it on her channel, and I sent her an email, and I said, do you have that pattern? And she did, and she sent it out right away. She gives excellent service. She included a free pattern with that. It says love lives here, so thank you, Julie. She did include something for free. I ordered the linen, and of course I changed my mind because I gravitate towards blue. So I did start this piece also, and I started this before I got Arlene's pattern in the mail. So I did start the sampler. I did the whole border, and you could see I got a couple pieces done there. Now I got a little bit of the alphabet and the numbers, and it's done on a sky blue linen. And I just wanted something different on this piece, so that is a whip, which I never have. So I am working on that, and I just finished Arlene's piece today, so I will go back to stitching on this. And my Christmas smalls for the Christmas ornaments, I kind of put those aside. When I saw these patterns, I was so drawn to them that I had to do them. So I'm sure most of you know that feeling. The next thing that I'm going to share, okay, this was the piece that I had last time that I completed, and I was waiting for this flower to come in to finish this grow piece. And it's a satin flower, and it makes the piece pop, and I was waiting for that because I just knew it would add dimension to the piece, and now that is complete. So I wanted to share that. The next thing I'm going to show you is a pattern that I did from the 2006 Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue, page 50, and it's called Christmas Chorus by Erica Michaels. Now this was done on 36 count sand and Nymburk, and I changed a little bit of the leaves and colors on this, but this piece I finished with a button holder, and I was talking about that in my last video, and this is the button holder. Let's see if you can get a view. And it's just attached on the side. And I actually made this button holder to finish this piece, and I really wanted something different. And I will attach a small video of how I made this button holder. It really is cute. It's got the little birds, it says Christmas Chorus, and just the matching fabric on the back. But I love that I was able to use the buttons to finish this piece. So that was exciting. The next thing that I'm going to show you, this was from, let's see, my notes here. This is from the Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue 2014, page 20, and it's Give Joy, and it's by Cottage Needleworks, and this was done on 32 count star sapphire Wilchet linen. Now this piece, I was drawn to the piece, but the colors did not speak Christmas to me at all, and I just could not finish it into an ornament. So what I did is, the colors in here remind me of birthday, and I actually made it into a bookmark, and it's gonna be a gift for somebody for their birthday. And I'm gonna add ribbon at the top. I just didn't get the hole punch and the ribbon to add to that, but I just made it into a bookmark, and of course it's shiny, so it's hard to see. There you go. It's got purples in it, and I'm gonna add some purple ribbon, and that's a great way to use your cross stitch also. I don't know why it just didn't say Christmas, but it has purples and browns in it. It just didn't speak Christmas to me at all, but I love the pattern, so I think that's a great gift for somebody who reads, and this person does read a lot, so that's a great gift for them. The next thing that I have is from the 2014 Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue, and it's called the Victorious Sampler on page 67, and this was done on 28 count almond cashel linen, and of course this is not finished either. I haven't had time to finish, people. I've been so busy, and you could see it's one more stitch, it says, and it's got the lady stitching. Now when I picked this, will be finished into a tiny stocking. Now when I was stitching that, I'm thinking she was cross-stitching. She's quilting. She's not cross-stitching. I don't know what I was thinking. But it does say one more stitch, and I used to quilt. So I was okay with that. And, you know, she's got the needle and thread, and this will be made into a little stocking. So when I do finish it, I will share that with you. And, of course, this piece I still did not finish. I'm sorry. I don't know what, I just haven't had time. This piece I still didn't finish, you know, into an ornament yet. But I do have my fabric. It's waiting. It's calling, what about me? It's in the room screaming their name. What about me? You forgot about me. But I've been busy with the garden. I walk a lot on the nicer weather. And I just have a lot less stitching time. I always say winter is my stitching season. Summer is the least. I'm going to get one more thing for you. I'll be right back. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to share is a pattern I did years ago, back in 2008. And when I went back to my blog, I did not have where I got the pattern from. And it was one of the hardest pieces that I lost when I lost everything. And I loved this piece. This piece hung in my bedroom. I looked at it every day when I woke up and every day, you know, when I went to bed. And I found it. I don't know how I found it. I was searching and searching and just putting in basic words. And I came across the pattern. And in the pattern note, like, it was in a cross stitch magazine, and maybe one of you will know, but it still doesn't even say. It just says cross stitch 1991. That's all it says. It doesn't even say the name of the magazine. And it's called What Is This Child? And this was the piece that I had stitched, and it was in a round frame. And that, it was Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus. And let me see if I could get a good picture there. And I absolutely love this piece. I was so thrilled when I found the pattern. Of course, this one little pattern, they just ripped out the pages from the magazine and sold the pattern. It was $10, and I didn't even get the magazine. So I definitely paid more than I would have ever normally paid. But this is a piece I want to do again, and it'll mean so much to me when this is done. I don't know why I love this piece, and I missed it. So I was very excited to find that pattern. If anybody knows or has, you know, the full magazine on that pattern, if you just leave a note below and let me know what magazine that was. I would love to have the whole magazine, and I just have this pattern, but I got the pattern, so I was happy with that. The last thing that I'm going to show is Happy Mail. And who doesn't love Happy Mail, especially when it's stitching stuff? And this came from Elizabeth, and we've been sharing, you know, doing our Christmas ornaments together. I think we give each other a lot of inspiration. And she sent me a whole bunch of fabrics. These are the charm packs by Moda. And she bought them for herself and split them and shared them with me, which I have been doing with her. So it's really exciting to get fabrics, and we'll be sharing them, and we'll be seeing what each other does with the fabrics. Now, Elizabeth, your work is amazing. She just does such different styles than what I do. And she sent me 2 patterns. This is from Plum Street Sampler, a Mary one. And she also sent me a Stacy Nash Primitive, and it's December 25th Merry Christmas package with a little snowman. These are in there. I'm sorry it's shiny, but I want to do a million pieces. I don't know what to do. We all want to stitch so much, and we all have a whole list of everything that we want to stitch, and so many of these pieces really excited me when I got them, especially yours, Arlene Cohen. I just could not wait to stitch that piece, and on my next video I'll be sharing it finished into a little ornament. I just didn't have time, and I wanted to do the video because when I get this much stuff built up, I have a lot of notes, and if I let it get past too much, it would just be too much for me. I know some people do hour videos and stuff like that, but that would be a little, I would forget something, and I didn't want to forget anything. Now the last thing I'm going to share is my son Chris finished his first cross-stitch piece, and I'm going to include a picture of that in the slide video at the end. I cannot believe that he finished it. I'm super excited. And when he was done, he called me and sent me a picture of it. I didn't even ask for it. And he said, I finished reading my book and I didn't have anything to stitch when he had downtime. I'm like, oh, maybe there's hope. And I did tell him to go to online and look at different designs. You know, I sent him to 123 Stitch to look at different patterns. And he said he wasn't crazy about anything. He doesn't want anything with a picture of something. He wants abstract stuff and kind of like this mosaic block, what Arlene does. And I said, oh, I sent him Arlene's last video, and hopefully he'll watch it. I sent him Gerald Ginger Stitcher's Flosstube video too. And I don't know if he'll watch them. I don't know if he has it like us. But he does like stuff like that, and I was recommending Ink Circles, has a lot of good patterns, so he will eventually, I think, do another piece. It'll be a much bigger piece, because what I gave him was really tiny to do for a beginner piece, but I'm so excited he finished it, and I told him I would frame it for him. So that's a good note. We might have another stitcher out there and somebody who could inherit all my stash someday. That's about all I have to share today. I will include a small video of my garden, and thank you everybody who has asked about the garden. The garden is absolutely amazing. I pick from that garden every day, every single day. There's so much in it. So that'll be just little snippets of what's growing and how it all grew. It's pretty amazing how fast the garden grew. And it is Memorial Day weekend. Remember, you know, people who have served for us in the past, the present. It is something that I do reflect on. I have a family member who, you know, did serve their time, and we need to remember them. They do a lot, more than we would ever know how much they sacrifice for us, our freedom. So I hope everybody is off tomorrow. Tomorrow, Monday, is my normal day off. I don't get a 3-day weekend like everybody else. But I hope everybody has an amazing weekend. You get some stitching time in, and I really did stitch a lot the last couple days. And, you know, I know a couple people saying, oh, I hope you get some stitching time in on their videos. And on the last note, I want to thank everybody who does their Flosstube videos, because I watch them when I stitch and I get other ideas and inspiration. It really, and so many came out this weekend, so I absolutely love that, that I could watch. It's like seeing old friends come over and stitch. It's the best way we could say it. If you don't have people around to stitch close to you, that's the next best thing. And I think a lot of us feel that way. We are a part of this community. So until we meet again, everybody, happy stitching. Okay, I'm going to show you how I made the button holder. What you do is you take floral wire and your needle nose pliers, and you're just going to twist the end so that when you start to thread the button on the wire, it won't fall off, and that actually acts as a hook on the end. So you just twist it, and you could see, you get this little hoop here. See if you could see that hoop, that little tiny hoop at the end right here. Now you're going to start to thread your button, and it really is just kind of like sewing. So you take your button, you're going to go from the bottom up through the button. I'm going to go all the way down, and then you want to thread the wire back down the button, just kind of like you are sewing. And as you could see, I threaded the first button. So you're going to take your next button And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put the button on, and you're going to go all the way up to the other button. You want to come right up next to that next button. You want to make sure that it's tight right next to each other. You can see it's very tight. So I'm going to hold it in place next to the other button, and I'm going to thread it back down the other end. And once you get to the second button, you're going to place it through the hole. And I just used my needle nose pliers to pull it all the way through. You're going to straighten out your wire. You don't want it to get all zigzaggy. And you're just going to pull it tight. And as you can see, you got 2 buttons now. And you're just going to go all the way down until you get as many buttons as you want. At the end, you're going to make this little loop again so that it stays on. Now at the end, I'm going to show you when that's done. You have all of the buttons, and you have a loop here and a loop here to attach this onto whatever kind of piece you want to attach it onto. And you could use all colored buttons, you could hang it straight, you could put it in a circle around a piece, you could use it to hang on a piece, which is what I'm going to be doing with this piece. But I wanted to show somebody how to make a button holder that was stable. I had tried thread. You could do it with thread, but it's all wobbly and it has no stability. This gives you stability, and you could actually use this as a hanger on anything, not just cross stitch. It could be for anything you want. I had looked for videos on it. I could not find anything, and I sat down one night and I contemplated, how can I give this stability? And I came up with the wire hanger. And I hope that helps somebody, and it gives somebody, you know, an idea on how to use some of their buttons. I love buttons. I know my sister loves buttons, and it's just a great way to add to your pieces, and it's something different. And I hope you enjoy that. Happy stitching. This is an update of the garden, and as you can see, it is completely full. I have kale on the right, arugula in the middle. I got Swiss chard, coastal star lettuce. Then I got Tom Thumb butterhead lettuce. Got a lettuce blend, the romaine lettuce. Got the tomato plant. These are the flowers that will be blooming soon. It's so full. Over here, we do got another lettuce blend, which is huge. And as you can see, the tomato plant is really big. It is completely filled in. And this is about a little after a month. Over here, this is going to be the cucumbers. And you got the sage, the rosemary's getting really big, the oregano. You can see the basil's growing. Those are all my mints back there, and you can see the sunflowers are really big. And over here, of course, I have the marigolds and the flowers here also. In the front over here, these are some Johnny Jumps that are growing. And the sunflowers are getting really big. The mint is completely bloomed everywhere, looking awesome. Over here, this is where I have all of my peppers and eggplant growing. And you could see in here, you got peppers already growing off of the plants. They're getting pretty big already, and the plants aren't even really that big, but they're already blooming. Back here I do have more tomato plants here. These were grew from seed, so they're starting to get big. And over here is more pepper plants. They're starting to get flowers and buds on those, so those are all still growing. And that is the update of the garden.